Yeah, draw it. Now the second person is drawing it out, 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 drawing it out. It's okay. Now, you have to be careful about the fishing tape. Sometimes it used to scatter, but that's how it used to be. Now the next step is connecting the cable to the terminal of the fishing tape. And bear in mind that we have assumed that this particular pipe and the knockout boss has been inserted into the wall and has been plastered effectively. Now we proceed to the cabling. There goes. As you can see, here with me, I have three types of cables here. In respect to color code, I have that of the black. That of the black is here, which is 4 mm for the 15 amps. I have that of the red also, in respect to color code. I have that of the green. You can alternate it also with that of the yellow, as the case may be. This is for the earthing proper. Now, I have to get a plier. This is a plier, a pair of pliers. The pair of pliers will then help us to peel. As you can see, we peel it. We peel it. Get what you want. Get what you want. You peel it. Gently. You peel it. The pair of pliers is a good tool for doing this. Now you bring it together, holding it like this. Now getting that of the terminal of the fishing tape. Put it this way. You then bend. You put the other one. You then bend. You put again, remaining one. You then bend. Now as you bend, you then firm it with the plier. You firm it with the plier. As you are firm with the plier, there is tendency sometimes, in order to avoid obstacle when drawing it, can still twist it this way. Here we go. The next step is to draw it from upwards and fit it up. And here we go. Let's believe that, as we have said earlier on, we are assuming that this pipe and the knockout buses has been imputed into the wall. It has been flushed by using the wall to determine the flushness of it. Now, in respect to drawing of the cable, we have tied the cable to that of the terminal of the fishing tape. The second person is holding that of the cable by releasing it from the main coil. Now, the next person, which is I go by drawing it. I draw. As it is releasing it, I'm drawing, 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 I'm drawing. Connection of the 15-amp socket is always independent, and that of the 13-amp socket is always independent as well. But that of the 13-amp socket can be looped to another 13-amp socket, that of 2 or 3 or thereafter. But that of the 15 amps, in no condition shall you connect it to some other socket. Is it that of the 13 amps or that of the 15 amps? Now, the termination stage is there. Now we go. As we are in this stage, can then terminate, giving excess length. Terminate this way with the help of a pair of pliers. You terminate this way. Now, this one is settled for the 15 amps socket. The next thing is connecting the 15 amps fittings. Here, sometimes, in order to easify your work, you can see the length of here to this place. We are assuming that it's inside. Have that in mind. So we believe that when the length of here to this place is not that much, the issue of inserting or fishing in fishing tape is not that necessary. You can do that without the edge of the fishing tape, and whereby you have a nice material that will help you for easification of cable traveling. You can do it this way, you can do it this way, you can do it this way, you can do it this way. Twist it. Put it in. Put it in. Put it in. To be out here. And as it's out here, we are okay with this. The installation of the fittings can be made. And now the next thing here, on no account shall you connect this to this, because this one is independent on its own and this one is independent on this one. The next thing you're gonna do is to fish in the fishing tape from up to down, and you then connect this to the fishing tape and take it up and straight to the board. Here we go. Engineeringly, you have to position your plier by the side of your trouser, because as you are going up, as you are coming down, you may need it at any time. Now we continue with the fishing. We fish into the pipe. It goes down. 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 The second person is bringing it out. It's out. It's out. It's okay now. Alright. The next thing is to cable it and to draw it out. We are about to connect the cable to the terminal of the fishing tape. is going to be drawn upward. Now we take the plier. You have to peel the cable this way, as initially illustrated. Draw one this way also. Now you cluster. Now you pick up that of the fishing tape terminal. Bear in mind that we are assuming that this one has been flushed into the wall and plastered. Now we take the fishing tape terminal. We put in of the cable, which is that of the life, which is reddish in color. We then put in that of the neutral, which is black in color. When we talk about color codes, here we're not talking about the tolerance. Here we then put in that of the arts, and also we bend it. In this case, we can succeed without turning it around. Now the next thing is to put back the plier and now gain ground to feed it for the second person to draw the fishing tape upwards and take the cable. Now as he draw, I feed. 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 There's one thing here. Now he has gotten to the main place where he has to stop. Now he's disconnecting the terminal from the fishing tape. He disconnected the terminal. Yeah. Now down here, I pull up the terminal. I separate the fishing tape from the cable. Now, I don't have to cut this. Since there is excess over there, I have to draw this down. I draw, I draw, I draw, I draw, I draw, I draw, and I flush. Have in mind, we are also assuming that this is inside the wall. Here, we take the cable, because we have excess here, so we have to terminate it. Terminate it this way. Now, assuming that this particular pipe and this particular local buses are inside the wall and well cemented, the next thing now is to fix in the 15 amp socket here and that of the 13 amp socket here. And we have gotten what we want. We're going to do that as we proceed. We commence with installation, assuming that this particular local bus is being inserted into the wall with that of the pipe and well flush. Now the next thing is to connect the fitting. Now what we do is this way. You can flush in some length of this particular cable in for what we call for maintenance purpose. You can do that to that of the second length. You can also do that to that of the second length, especially when the need of troubleshooting arises. Now you can cut off the excess, cut off the excess, cut off the excess. The other way around, you peel. You peel it. You peel it. As you peel it, you make sure there is an effective contact in between the cable of the socket. You peel it, you bend it this way, you peel it, you bend it this way, you do it this way, do it this way. Now the next is to then bring, this is the 15 amp socket. As I said it earlier on, have the feature of rounded perforation into 3. Whereas that of 13 amps has that of the square type. At the back here is where we then see the screw for tightening it to that of the knockout box. You can bring it out this way. A section whereby it's not easy to bring out. Use the tester, put it this way, and bring it out. Now you proceed. You can hang it somewhere, but with more convenience, you can pocket it in your pocket or somewhere more convenient for you for easy collection. So here we go. Here, you then lose this that of the arts position. We also have that of the neutral here. Though there are different type of pattern, or will I say different type of build-up or fittings, but the indicators are all there. We have that of the life, which indicates that of the red cable. We have that of the neutral, which indicates that of the black cable, and we have that of the arts, which indicates that of the green cable or yellow cable, as the case may be. Now, that of the red cable, we connect and we screw and make it be firm. Connect that of the black, we connect it and make it to be firm. We connect that of the arts, we connect it and make it to be more firm, because it's very important. The next thing, we then flush it. Assuming that the knockout box and all the pipe is where inserted into the wall, this particular fitting will then be flushed to the wall. Now the next thing is to tighten it up, bringing out those screws, taking them one by one, positioning it, tighten 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 it. You get out the second. The second will help to make it to a more firm, and the firmness will determine how long it gonna last in respect to installation. You tighten it. As we have screw tight it, it's firm now. Now assuming that this pipe is being flushed in and cemented in respect to the knockout box, you then see and realize that we are okay, and this particular room is okay with the electrical installation in the quest of the 15 amp socket. Now the 13 amps, the same thing is being applicable, but before that, we have to do the peeling of the cable. Take the pair of pliers, take it, you adjust some in case of troubleshooting. You do that for troubleshooting purposes. You then peel off. Now you cut off, peel off, reinforce it for proper contact. Know that we are assuming that it is being flushed, that the pipe and the buses are being flushed into the wall. Get it this way. Get it this way. Get it this way. Get it this way. Yeah. Now, the next is bringing out the screw. Bringing out the screw. And now, unscrew for the light position of the red cable. Unscrew out the arts. Then unscrew out the neutral, as the case may be. Now, based on the position, the screw you can put in a place that is more convenient for you for easy collection. Also bear in mind and remember, we are assuming that this is being flushed into the wall. Now, we then connect, drop the life. We connect it. We connect that of the arts. We then connect that of the neutral. Now the next thing we're gonna do is to tighten it up to the knockout bus. Here we go. We do that. We do that for firmness. Yes. Because the firmness matters. The next is this. We tighten up the second screw. Tighten up the second screw. And make sure it is well positioned. Make sure it is well positioned. You can do that by loosening the other one and position it well where it's supposed to be. done. On, off, on. The up one is this. It's off already. On, off, on, off. We are through with the installation of that of the 50 amp socket and that of 30 amps. The next is connecting it to the board when the time comes. Here, initially, we have assumed that the knockout box has been here in reference to the pipe, inserted and cemented effectively. But here, for proper edification of understanding, the fishing tape has been flushed in through the pipe, coming from the board straight to this place. Now, one of this reddish cable is the main line for that of the switch, which means powering the lightning of this particular room. Here, this particular cable also, seconding this one, is the one that leads straight to that of the fitting, which is lighting fittings. And there is a neutral in that of the lighting fittings, whereby we have the position of the U-bus. The neutral over there is the one that then went straight to the board, connecting from the neutral link, as the case may be. Now, this one is coming from the main of the board, of which this one is coming from that of the bulb, which is the fittings proper, or the lightning fittings, for proper understanding. Now, in contact of this to this, there will be illumination of the lightning fittings. Now, the next step is to connect the switch controlling this particular lightning fittings, controlling this room. The switch is this. Bring out the screw, as earlier stated. Bring it out with the help of the screwdriver. Keep it at the convenient place of collection. Now, we collect that of the tester because of the size of the screw that is in there. And then open it. Bear in mind that we have different type of design of switches. With proper understanding, you're gonna know how to connect others also as well. Doing this, opening of this, opening of this. Now the next thing is this. So this one has been paid off already. A station whereby it has not been paid off, you pay it off with the plier. And then insert it here, as well stated. You can see. Inserting it here is what we call the 1.5 mm power cable. Now, in order to enter the perforated hole in the switch, we can do this separation by singling this. Singling the other one also, which is also the common. This will help us for better connection. And we connect this. We connect it. We connect it. We connect it. Connect the other one. We connect it firmly. Now the next is to screw it to that of the knockout box with the head of the screw that we removed out initially from the back of the switch, and this can be done acceleratively with the head of the screwdriver, which is a flat screwdriver. In some cases you can see that of the star screw and whereby in cases like that you use screwdriver of star design type to help you for proper screw tightening. Here we go. Have also in mind also that we are assuming, and we have assumed already, that the knockout boss is inserted into the wall and has been cemented effectively. Likewise that of the pipe. So using it this way is for proper clarification and understanding of electrical installation, in parentheses, power. That's good. Here we go. Department. Though in this type of installation that we are into now, we are not going to use this type of board. We call this one main switch. We have many of them. But this particular capacity is meant for duplex, whereby we have a lot of power units. But here, we are not going to use this, but I have to explain about this. Inside it, we have a lot of circuit breaker. We have the 5 ounce, we have the 10 ounce, we have the 6 ounce, we have the 15 ounce, we have the 25 ounce, we have the 30 ounce. You can open it through this way by using a star screwdriver. Star screwdriver will help you and get what you want. But have in mind that we are not using it, but just to showcase. Are you going to have a little idea about this type of main switch or consumer unit? Here you can see, here is the position of the wall brackets, the position of the wall brackets, the position of the wall brackets, the position of the wall brackets. Under it is where you can connect the neutral link, the 3-phase terminal, that of the red, that of the yellow, that of the blue, as the case may be. I can show you a little example of it. This is one of the bracket we are talking about. This is 25 ounce bracket that is being inserted in one of these perforated areas or designated areas. We have that of the 20 ounce and the 25 ounce and 20 ounce. You can use it for that of connection of the AC terminal coming straight to the board, though that's not the one that we are using here. We also have that of the 30 amps. You can also use it for connection of the AC and other higher capacity appliances. This is another type of main switch or control. In this type of installation, this type can be used as well, but this is not the type we're going to use. But inside this particular type, we have what they call the porcelain circuit breaker. Inside it, the porcelain is there in order to be or to serve as a coolant to that terminal, which is the copper terminal, connecting the terminal of that of the earth and that of the neutral. But the other way around, it is there in respect to anything like expansion that is going to occur in any time. Inside it also, there is a place meant for the earthing terminal to be connected. There's also a place meant for the neutral terminal to be connected. There's also a place meant for the light terminal to be connected, as the case may be. But we're going to proceed to the type that we're going to use for this our own installation. We have assumed that this particular U-box has been projected inside the wall in respect to this particular pipe. And here we have illustrated that the black cable, which is 1.5 black cable, came straight from the board to this place, supplying the neutral. And we also stated that the other 1.5, this one we are seeing here now, went straight to the switch, thereby having a link with the power in order to bring illumination to this particular room. Now here, the installation of the fittings have this type of fittings. We call this one lamp holder, spray type. We have other type that are more expensive, that are more conspicuous, depending on the choice of the individual. Here, the installation will be this way. We have the pin type, we have the screw type. It's all about peeling the neutral, as earlier illustrated, and also peeling the live, which is the one that went straight to the main supply, which is the switch connection. Now, when it is being connected to the terminal differently, now it's going to be flushed in. And flushing in, earlier on, it is being meant for troubleshooting. And also for here also, the essence of flushing in is for the issue of maintenance purposes or troubleshooting, as the case may be. Now, the connection can then be made and then be flushed in. For instance, if this type of particular fitting is being used, after the installation, the next thing is to fit in the bulb, which will well firm and power the building members, and whereby illumination will be in this particular room. Here, we are going to position the control of this particular room. As you can see, this is a wooden block, and whereby we are going to place it on this wall, and we are going to connect the cutout fuse here and also the neutral link here, and then bring down the whole of the supply down to this place. The what we are going to use here, as earlier stated, we are going to use the connection of a one phase, which is in symbol this way. One phase. Now we go. First of all, have in mind that in respect to consumer units, it depends on the choice that you want to install. Then we are using this one as the case may be. Now, using this one, commonizing it, we are going to frame it to the wall with nail. This one. As you can see, this particular fitting here, what we call the 100 ounce, we have that 100 ounce, we have that 60 ounce, depending, we have that 80 ounce also, by 415 volts. But we used to split it out this way, reinstallation. Now, you then lose, using your screwdriver, you lose the screw in, you lose it, you lose it, after losing it, the next thing is this. You can see inside here, you can use any of the terminal as your choice. This one is connected to this, but this one and this one, they are independent. Now you can use this one and connect to the link that went straight to the tension wire, the low tension coming from the pole. Now that of here can then go straight to the main building, meaning the whole supply coming from the main building will then flush in here, depending on your own choice. Now the next thing to do, we have a screw nail here, You then use it and insert it here and screw it here. After screwing it, it will then be firm. Let's just assume it has been screwed and well firmed. The next thing to do is this. Right here, you then connect. By then you have brought down, or you are still sending the cable, which is the 16 mm or 25 mm depending, but normally, commonly, the 16 mm cable, which is the aluminum cable, that you are sending to the pole. Now you then use it to connect from here, connecting it from here, and you then take it to where you're supposed to take it. And here goes that of the 16 mm cable. You connecting it here, meaning you are taking it to the pole or the main supply. You understand? Now, the next thing is this. Assuming that it has been connected firmly in respect with the cable, the next thing is connecting the main cutter fuse. But before that, there's going to be an illustration what is going to happen. In some of the cutter fuses, inside it, there must be provision for a cable to link it together. Some come with that of the cable that link it together, but some need to be connected locally. As you can see, there is a demarcation, but you're going to link it up with a cable. For instance, you get a cable that is a fuse type cable. You get it this way. Now you then determine, make a cut. Cuts to make everything to be more easy. Can keep it on top of somewhere. Now UP. Bear in mind that we are using this particular cable as a fuse contact to link it. Now you collect back